and freeze here.
Okay.
So your eyes are still there.
Okay.
I don't care how well you hit the ball. You can memorize this pose.
Okay.
Let me see you do it without a ball. Right shoulder to the right. Yeah, working on the pose, not striking. I want you to arbitrarily see the number. If it's below 5, it wasn't very good. 7 is average. Maybe a 6. And it's not speed. Speed doesn't give you the 7.
No, it doesn't. No.
What it is the connectedness. Sometimes if I had to drive a nail in a board, I could take a light tack hammer, you swing it really fast, and that nail already gets moved.
Yeah.
Big old heavy sledgehammer,
Boom.
it just drives it in.
Yeah.
And if you get in here and just swing that tack hammer, you're not going to get a good feeling. I want you to hit it with a sledgehammer.
Right.
I want your lower body to start participating a bit. Let the club only go as fast as you can feel your leg go. Hit it with your right hip on.
Yeah, I know what you meant. That didn't feel that good. Felt like I topped it, but I got the feeling of it.
Yeah, I saw you move your hip better.
Yeah.
You're almost hitting the ball with your right hip or right knee or some part on the right side of your body. You're hitting with your mass.
Again, I felt like I topped it, but I can.
These are little drills you can work on
Yeah.
to help you build this sophisticated swing. That was an 8. I want you to hold that finish for me. Perfect. Yeah, there you go. It's even better. I want you to stand up straight and let your arms kind of rest on your chest like this. And what I want you to feel, be aware of, is how your triceps are on your pecs.
Okay.
And I don't want you to be pulling those off. I want you to feel the connected takeaway. Like this club is moving back and forth, but my triceps don't leave my chest
Gotcha.
in that initial move.
Yep.
So now I want you to set up and feel that same kind of turn, that initial takeaway. I'm not talking about the lean back. Feel the takeaway. How fast can you turn your chest? Not how fast can you flip this club head back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good. Oh, very good. Very good. Oh, man.
Yeah, whenever you remind me about the hips, it really resonates with me.
I prefer not working on anything today but this. It would be silly to be criminal to throw something else at you until this, you own it. I need you to own this. Let's master simple before we try to master complex. Okay? So what I want you to do is to just punch a few
Okay.
with your 8 out.
Okay.
So we're just going to work on what I call the bottom of the swing. We're not going to take it above our shoulders. We're just going to take it, and let's move it, maybe move your feet back to the ball just a slightly. But you're just going to punch it out there 100 yards, trying to get lined up. Do you want to feel that hinge that you were asking about?
Right.
On the little chip?
Yep.
So let's hinge and hold.
Okay.
Little punch shot, hinge and hold. But with the right hip. Kind of like that. But instead of looking out there, I want you to have your eyes still on the ground.
Okay.
So swing under your eyes, choke down maybe just a fraction for this drill. Hinge and hold. I like that. Oh, I felt solid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make sure you let your feet be the last to adjust to the golf ball. Don't just plant your feet next and then accept that. Just, you want your feet to be, once the club gets behind the ball, let your feet shuffle into it knows it's a good space. Good. In a sense, there is, if I'm going to hit the ball with this touching, it's basically there's only one place it can be.
Yeah.
If I'm going to hit the ball without it touching, there's infinite number of places it can be. So we're kind of narrowing how off we can be.
Yeah.
It's much easier to stay on the track if you only have one track.
Right.
Let's keep working with that. Well, that one did you? That swing there, and I need to identify that when I play this back at home. That swing there probably has the best total backswing tempo with downswing tempo.
That was my thought.
That was really well done.
Was slowing down.
That backswing there was the speed I want us to. I want you to own it. You don't own it right now. You have to work really hard to have that.
Yeah.
But the harder you work at repeating that, even though it's uncomfortably slow,
Yeah, it is.
if that can become your final, if you own that, that becomes part of your DNA. That's going to be a good golfer right there. Yeah, that's 2 in a row.
Yeah, it's something really big about.
So I remember reading a book or listening to an interview or something. I mean, Nicklaus, when they asked him, what did you think about anything particularly when you were wanting to really hit one hard?
Yeah.
He says, I have to think about being painfully slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would hit it further if I would get that down, because that allowed me to be soft in my forearms,
Uh-huh.
because that's where a lot of this suppleness comes from for whipping it through. So your backswing thought may need to be that phrase, painfully slow. So we're working on slow and right hip. And you put them both together.
That might be the first I've ever hit an aim on.
That's a beautiful shot. And nice little draw. That means your geometry of path and face are perfect. Very nice. Okay, when you kind of lose it a little bit, you can. I've hit so many bad, but I'm gonna take a step back,
Uh-huh.
and I need to feel the solid hit again. So I'm gonna go back to my little half swing drill again. I'm gonna master connection, right hip connection with smaller, simpler swing, just little punch shots. Sometimes when you're working on a movement, sometimes you almost have to do what I call shaping drills.
Right.
I'm kind of teaching this right here. I didn't swing very hard on it. No, that was just there for me. But I wanted to see if I could swing at a ball. I know I can do it when there's no ball there. That's
Right.
easy.
Right.
And then you try to feel the same thing with the ball. That's the drill. That's the drill. Now, if you were to accomplish that here, then you can continue on up and you have the same good pose you had earlier.
Gotcha.
The driver swing and the iron swing share a lot of fundamentals,
Okay.
but there's a few essential differences in the two swings.
Right.
And a lot of it's because of the geometry that we have to deliver at impact.
Right.
We want to, when the ball's on the ground, we want to hit the ball give it a descending blow, hit down on it, so to make sure we hit the ball before we hit it.
Right.
The ball's on the tee, so you want to hit it on the upswing.
Right.
You want to swing up to the ball. So when the ball's on the ground, we want the low point to be in front of the ball. When the ball's on the tee, we want the low point to be behind the ball.
Okay.
So, and with the longer club, it's going to be flatter. It's not going to be so much upright because it's a flatter plane.
Right.
And one of the big differences is if I'm 138 yards away from the pin, I want to hit it 138 yards.
Right.
If I'm 400 yards away, I want to hit it as far as I can hit it.
Yeah.
So the goal is different.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Too much at all.
That's about the best drive I've ever hit.
Well, let's go home.
I know it wasn't very.
And you weren't thinking about it too much.
No, it wasn't very far, but it was as straight as I've ever hit one. Yeah,
That's very straight. Little baby curve to the left. Little draw.
I tell you what, Tom, I go to the range and end up flying off this way and flying off just by having you there. You got this.
Well, I do think some of the fundamentals you want to work on.
Yeah, carry over. Yeah, well, I'm definitely swinging slower.
Yep.
That tip about that really resonated with me.
Plane.
The plane. So I always remember that one you gave me where you like just hit it like that, and that forces you to turn. Yeah.
Let's just try to get some reps in and start scratching a deep groove in your brain there. 4 in a row. Sometimes after we have a series of really good ones, two things. I see two different types of changes that occur in a golfer, not just you. Sometimes I see them trying to hit it better and they actually increase their speed.
Right.
And I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing these misses since those 5 or 4. I'm actually seeing you starting to guide the club.
Right.
Trying to guide it instead of just trusting.
Trusting. Okay.
So,
Just trusting.
yeah, you weren't thinking about anything in the first 4. You were just hitting it and surprised that it was going where it was going. So just keep hitting it. Don't try to guide it. Like that.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Sometimes if you don't have, you almost have to pretend confidence, even if you don't have it. There you go. And you're free now. Just kind of freeing yourself up a little bit. Good one. I'm now going to actually tell you to swing harder.
Okay.
Do one practice swing and and think about the perfect balanced finish. Swing to a beautiful pose. Okay. Let's hit it hard and pose. Very nice. One of your best ones. Just so you'll know, from a scoring standpoint, let's say that you're going to play 18 holes, and you can hit 14 drives because there's 4 par 3s. So you're going to hit 14 drives. Let's say that you could choose between hitting 14 drives all in the fairway and they went 230 yards. Or you could hit 10 drives in the fairway and 4 drives missing the fairway, but all 14 went 260 yards. 260.
Really?
You'll score better.
Really?
Now, because I gave you a 30-yard difference.
Yeah.
Now, if I'd have given you a 10-yard difference, I would have.
If you would have said 300, I would have taken it every day of the week.
So,
I wouldn't have cared if only one went on the fairway.
the faster the club swings,
Right.
if I looked at the pros who are on the bottom 20 of distance on tour,
Right.
they hit it maybe 260.
Right.
The top 20 are 300 something.
Right.
But if I looked at the bottom 20, they hit more fairways than the top 20.
Top 20. But they don't score as well.
And it's not only that, it's the swing error of the two groups may be identical. They're 1 degree off.
Right, but
But the 1 degree,
gone a lot
here's
further.
this 1 degree off, going only 260,
Right.
it doesn't get deep into trouble.
So, yeah.
On that same line going 300,
the
you know,
tree.
it's going to end the tree,
Yeah.
or you know, or in the desert out here. So it's an acceptable reality that you're going to miss more fairways when you hit it further.
Right.
But you are 30 yards closer. Let's say you had a 10-yard gap between each iron.
Right.
Would you rather hit a 5-iron or an 8-iron? Yeah, well, you've got that.
Yeah.
If you're 30 yards further closer
Exactly,
to the green,
yeah.
you're going to score better. You're going to hit more greens with an
Greens.
8-iron than you will a 5-iron.
Five-iron,
So
yeah.
even though you hit it in the fairway, you still didn't hit the green.
Right.
Now some of those 4 that missed the fairway, you may find and still be able to hit the fairway because you're 30 yards closer.
Yeah.
Now I gave now if you hit only 4 fairways with your
Right.
260 and you missed 10, that
Yeah.
would be different.
Different.
Deal. But if you can hit 10 fairways with a 260 drive, that's the one you want. So swinging harder has some value, even if you miss some fairways. Goal is controlled power.
Right.
Not just control, not just power, but controlled power. I want you to do a practice swing, and I want you to swing with the image in your mind of the handle of the club going out and up.
Okay.
So you're not going to swing it around to your left, around your body so quickly. It's going to go out. Swing the handle up, high, and around. It'll still finish in the same place it was before,
Right.
but it's going a different direction. It's getting there in a different way.
You're reaching out.
Reaching out, hitting out and high. I just need to see what some ball flights look like when you think this thought. It may not work for you, but I won't know until I see some swings. Okay, let's keep that up. My goal was to change the low left,
Okay.
and I thought this would prevent the low left, and it did. Didn't prevent it the way I want, but I know that I'm working in the right area. Okay. So we're changing the path of the club.
Right.
You had a tendency, and we're also changing the face direction. You sometimes let this face of the club have a very fast rate of closure.
Right.
It rotates too quick and it starts left real quick. And this here almost prevents you from flipping it.
Right.
It makes you have quieter hands through the ball.
Okay.
So let's keep working with that just a few more times. You're swinging the handle, not the club head, out and up. That's a nice high draw.
My best one ever, I think.
Yeah, we didn't have this wind in our face. That would have really gone. But when you're on the court, now you have a little bag of tricks.
Yeah.
You start doing this low left on the course.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know, I've got a little fix.
Yeah.
Let me get my little tool. Put it in
Yeah.
my head here. Out and up. Out and up. Perfect. That's your best drive.
Yeah.
I don't even know if, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm glad you said that. I was nervous.